Hi everyone, I hope everyone is doing well. So, a lot of people ask me how do I do to cut my own hair. So, I've been cutting my hair for a while now, and let me go ahead and show you how I do it and how you can do it on your own at home. So, first thing first, you want to go ahead and separate the top from the sides. So, I always do this first because it helps me clear my sides and I can actually see where I'm doing the fade. And it gives me kind of a guideline. So when I do this, I know that I can't go higher with the clippers. Here I'm using the mirrors from Soft Cut System. That is really helpful and I really recommend it to everyone. But you can easily replicate this at home with 3 different mirrors. So let's go ahead and get started. So before going with the clippers, you always want to brush your hair down and comb it down. And by doing so, you will allow your hair to lay down properly and it will be easier to go and create a guideline with your clippers. So now that we're done brushing down, we can go ahead and start clearing our sides. So to clear my sides, I always go with the guard number 2, which is 6 millimeters. And I'm gonna put it all the way close and cut until the separation of my hair. So for this video, I'm gonna use the Wall Magic Clip Cordless, which is a really good clipper that I recommend to everyone that wanna cut hair, your own hair, or even cut other people's hair. Also, I always like to brush my clippers after I used it, every time after I used it. So I remove the excess hair that's on it. And of course, always brush down after every steps. So there is my Babyliss Pro Supermoto Skeleton Trimmer that I really like, to be honest. So here you want to go and if you do a skin fade like me, you want to go and create your first guideline, which is going to be your zero guideline. So this part is really important because it's the part where you're going to shape up your fade. So it really depends on how you want your fade to be. If you want a drop fade, if you want a low fade, if you want a mid fade, or if you want a high fade. So personally, I always go with mid fade, high fade. And you always want that line to be smooth and as clear as possible. Something really important when you're using these trimmers and doing your zero guideline is that you don't want to go hard on your skin, because then after it's going to be really hard to remove that zero line. So as you guys can see, I like to go one side at a time because it helps me focus on a specific area instead of just doing the whole head and maybe missing a point. On the right side, I finished the zero guideline. So I went on the other side, and something really important when you go on the other side is that you want to have the same shape for your zero guideline because you want your fade to be equal on both sides. After I finish my zero guideline and I finish to clear everything up with my trimmer, I like to go as low as possible with the shaver. I'm using the Babyliss Pro Double Fold Shaver here. And this type really depends on you. If you want to go as low as possible or if you just want skin fade with the trimmer, it's alright. You don't really need this part. Now we can take the clipper and go into the fade. So you want to have your clipper with the lever all the way open, like I'm showing you in the video. Let's go ahead and start with the first guideline. So when creating the first guideline, you want to go about an inch high all around your head. When doing this step, you want to make sure you're not going over the guideline, and to do so, you want to brush down your hair every time you feel like you need it. When you're done creating that guideline, you want to go ahead and start the fading process. So you want to take your clipper and put the lever at about 50%. What you want to do here is cover half of the area we created with the guideline before. So when you think about this fading process, you want to think as the first guideline we created as the area being 100%. So when your lever is all the way open, that relates to 0% and 100% of the area. When your lever is 50%, that means you have to cover 50% of the area. When you put your lever at 75%, you need to cover 1/4 of the area. And when your lever is all the way closed, you just go slightly over the line. Now we move into the second step of fading the zero line. So take your clippers and put the lever at about 75%. When you're done with your lever at 75%, you want to go ahead and put your lever all the way closed. So when your lever is all the way closed, you want to go slightly over that skin line. The point is to remove the line to start the fade. Something really important when removing that skin line is to not go really high, because if you go too high, you're going to create another line, which will be really hard to remove after. And you don't want to go too low as well, because you really want to go over the line so it disappears. When you're done with removing that skin line, you want to go back in the area that are not good enough and do some detail work. Once you're done, go ahead and pick the number 1 guard, which is 3mm. With the lever all the way open, you want to go and create a new guideline between the top and the last guideline. When you're done with your guard number 1, pick up your guard number 2 with the lever all the way closed and go all the way to the top to try to remove that guide line created with the guard number 1. Once you're done brushing down your hair, pick up your guard number 1.5, which is 4.5 millimeters. The guard 1.5 will allow you to remove the guide line created with guard number 1 earlier. If the line doesn't fade like right now in the video, try to close the lever progressively until the line is completely faded. Since your hair are longer with the guard number 2, when doing this step it's really important to brush down your hair every time. So the line wasn't really fading right now, so I decided to take my clipper and close the lever a little bit more. So guys, this is really important. Close your lever progressively, because if you close it too fast, then you're gonna have holes in your fade. That's not what you want. You want to find the perfect size to fade your hair. When you're done with the guard 1.5, you want to pick the 1/2 guard, which is 1.5 millimeters. So now with this guard you want to go and clear the bottom part of your fade, just so it will be easier with the guard number 1 all the way close to clear that line. When changing your lever all the way close with the guard 1/2, make sure to not go too high, because this will create holes in your fade. When you finish to clear the bottom part with the 1/2 guard, take your number 1 guard all the way close and start fading that line created with that same guard in the beginning. When you're almost done with the fade, you can go back on your haircut and do some detail work. So for example right here, I wasn't happy with my skin line, so I went again with the lever all the way close to remove that bottom line. So here I created a hard line with the shaver foil in the beginning. So I'm gonna use my trimmer to try to remove that bottom line. Now to finish the fade, go ahead with your trimmer and do your outline. When doing your outline, just try to follow the shape of your edges, because if you don't do so, you're gonna push your outline back, and that's not what you want. Alright guys, the video is over. I hope you liked it. I hope you learned something. And if you have any question, don't hesitate to text me.